us. Okay, so today we're going to do our third Kyu Junior syllabus, and this is going for if you're doing the intermediate, you're going from purple with 2 white stripes to your purple with brown stripe. If you are doing the full belt, then you are doing your full brown belt, so getting up in the high ranks here. So third Kyu, and your kata on this one is going to be heian godan. So it's the last of the heian katas. If you're doing the half belt, you'll only be doing the first half. If you're doing the full brown belt, then you'll be doing the full kata. But don't forget, for each of them, you must be practicing all the other katas you've learnt as well. Okay, that you will be asked to do some of them, and you need to be remembering them, because when you get to black belt, you need to know them. So make sure you keep practicing those as well. On your sets, you're going to be doing Kihon Ippon set 4, so you'll still need to practice sets 1, 2 and 3 on left and right attacks, but on set 4 you're going to be doing, for the intermediate belt, you'll just do a right attack, and if you're doing the full belt, then you'll be doing both sides. So you must practice both sides of the attack, okay? You'll always find there's one side stronger than the other, but that's why you need to be practicing on both of them, okay? So as ever, make sure you've got plenty of space around you. If you don't have much space, adjust your techniques, whether you're stepping forward, stepping down, whether you're stepping and shuffling, okay? If you do have to step and shuffle, just make sure that when you're practicing in the dojo that you're doing those full length stances. We have plenty of space. Make sure you've got that in place, okay? So the Kihon, the basics, we're going to start with Sanbonzuki. You will have done this before, so we've got a Jodan attack and 2 Chudans. Make sure you're not aiming too high, okay? We're not fighting giants. When you're practicing your Kihon basics on your own, you are doing it to your head level. So do it towards your nose, and that'll be a good height for you. On the Sanbonzuki, when we turn, you're going to do Maigeri Sanbonzuki. So once the kick lands, that's when the first punch comes in. So I'm going to do them each going forwards towards the camera so you can see what's going on. We'll do a turn, and then you'll do the Maigeri Sanbonzuki in the other direction. Okay? There's nothing to say you can't do one there, one back, but just make sure that on grading day that you listen to what you're told to do. Okay? So let's start with Sanbonzuki. So stepping down from Yoi into Geabarai, and we're going to step forwards with a Jodan punch, nice square shoulders, hips facing forwards, and then 2 Chudans. 1, 2, and again, Jodan, Chudan, Chudan, and again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, on the junior syllabus for your intermediates, you'll do it 3 times. For your full belt, you'll do it 5 times. So the timing for this is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, and again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And on your ki, you do it on the Gyakuzuki of the last technique. Okay, so once we've turned, we turn round. So we've done our 1, 2, 3. Step across with the back foot. Both hands come up. Okay. 2, 3. So we're going to step our back foot across. Both hands come up. Block down. Okay, so you're going wide enough into a good front stance. So double blocks, it comes high and drops down. So Jodan, Chudan, Chudan, step across, block. And make sure it's a good strong block. Don't lose that power on those Gedan Barais. So now we've turned, we're going to do a back leg Maigeri, Chudan. Don't go crazy and go high. Go nice Chudan, keep them consistent. Pull it back. As it lands, Jodan punch comes in. Chudan, Chudan. Keep that arm there. Maigeri, 2 Chudans. Okay, and 1 more. And again, your ki on the Gyakuzuki. Okay. So from up high, block low. And 1, 2, 3. Hey, and yummy. Okay. We're not going to go through all of these in great depth because you know the basic parts to it, just learning those little bits. But again, as ever, if you need to, slow it down, pause the video, go back, okay? So the next one we're going to do, we're going to start adding in our blocks. And this is going to be Agiyuki Maigeri Gyakuzuki, okay? So block, shoulders at the angle and hips back, okay? We're going 45 degrees, we're going hand me on this one. So age-uki. You're then going to do a back leg kick and step it back. Alright, so we do the kick forwards but step it backwards for the gyakuzuki. You've then got to change your hands because the hand that's done the gyakuzuki is also then going to do the next age-uki. So this is something you're going to have to keep practicing. So from Gedanbarai, step forward, age-uki, make sure these knees don't fall in. Maigeri, step it back, gyakuzuki, good strong technique. So as we pull this foot forwards, the hand comes back to the hip. So this is your halfway position, okay? This is your kamae, your ready position. So that midway, keep stepping forwards, block, back leg, kick, step it back for the gyakuzuki. Change the hands as we move, block, maigeri, gyakuzuki. And then we turn and do the same back again. So, from Gedanbarai, age-uki, maigeri, gyakuzuki, age-uki, maigeri, gyakuzuki, and one more, and then yame. Always yame the direction you're going. So that's your age-uki. The next one is, the next one is a slight change to how we've done soto ryukis before. Your soto ryuki is still going to be in front stance, still the basic move. The difference is we're going to pull back to the side into high sokodachi. So from soto ryuki, pulling up. So the feet come together, keep low, and the hands are both open. Okay, we then slide sideways, yoko enpiuchi. Okay, so aiming with the elbow. So it's very, very similar to set 2 of your Kihon Ippon basic sets. Okay, so soto ryuki, pull back, yoko enpiuchi. Now, what we do now, once we've done our MP, is we extend that hand. It snaps out, snaps back. So it goes from fist facing down. As it travels, it twists. So we're hitting with the back of the hand. It comes back to the chest. Keep it nice and tight into your chest. We then turn and we do a gyakuzuki. So we put a tatishuto in and that moves with the foot. But that's an intermediate move and it's just to get that gyakuzuki in. So we'll go through this one nice and slowly. So soto ryuki, in front stance. Pull back, kibarachi, yoko enpiuchi. Uraken. Okay, so it's jodan. So aiming for sort of your cheek area. Okay. Snap it back. The leading foot, which in this case is my right foot, steps out. Okay. Don't go too far, but you need to go far enough to be in a good front stance when you turned. Throw the hips of the punch in, gyakuzuki. Okay. Now again, we've got to change our hands. So change. Okay, so from our gyakuzuki, the hand comes up to the hip, up to the head. Okay, so gyakuzuki, soto ryuki, pull back, yoko enpiuchi, uraken, gyakuzuki, and then change the hands again. So the hand that's done the gyakuzuki has to come back to the head for the soto ryuki. That's where your kiai will be. Okay. As you move up, you want to go down rise, but for now you don't. So let's do it full speed. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you do the same going backwards. So 1, 2, and 3. And then yame. And right. Okay? So that's one that you probably do need to practice a little bit more, but whichever you struggle with, focus on those. Practice the other ones, but focus on the ones you struggle with. So the next one we're going to do, we've done Agi-uki, we've done Soto-ryuki. We're going to do Uchi-ryuki, Kizamazuki, Gyakuzuki. Okay, so this changes. This is again very much like set 3 of your Kihon Chudan attack. Inside block, front punch, Gyakuzuki. So you know the move. The difference here is that your sets are in front stance, and this we change from back stance to front stance. Okay, so we start by stepping down, Gedanbarai. First one, inside block in back stance. And now we move that front foot across, so we're not stepping forwards, we move that front foot out into Kizamazuki. So it's a front snap punch. So we're going from here to there, and then Gyakuzuki. So inside block in back stance, front punch, Gyakuzuki. And you'll do 3 there and 3 back. So let's go through that again. So Uchi-uki, Kizamazuki, Gyakuzuki. And again. And once more. And backwards. And last one. And yami. So the next one we're going to do is Shuto-uki, Maikizamageri, Nukite. You've done this one before. So we start off, Shuto-uki, Kokotsurachi. Step forwards, Shuto-uki. We shouldn't have to rock backwards on this because you've already got the weight on the back leg. Maikizamageri, Nukite. So Maikizamageri is a front kick off the front leg. Okay. So Nukite. Step forwards, 1, and again. Shuto, Maikizamageri, Nukite. And step back. 1, kick, Nukite. 2, and last one. And your kiai comes in on each of the last nukite. So when you get to the front, that's your last nukite, and then again when we're going backwards. So let's do that through once more, and it should be from doing the block. It should be block, kick, strike. So it should be 1, 2, 3 as a timing. Okay. So coming forwards, 1, 2. And 3, and backwards, 1, 2, and 3, and yami. Okay, so remembering that when we're doing these blocks for sideways on, you have to square up for the kick slightly, but it's a front leg kick, okay? And then we fully square up for our nukite. We're looking for that stance change. So we're not looking for that back stance here, front stance, because it's not. We're in line, it's not front stance. There has to be a clear move of the foot. Okay, so bear that in mind. So the next one we're going to do, a bit like we did on the first technique, we do one technique forward and a different one coming back. So it's Maigeri Oizuki coming forwards. We then turn and we do Maigeri Gyakuzuki. Okay. So from Zenkutsudachi, Maigeri, pull it back, Chudan Oizuki. So as your foot lands, Oizuki comes in. And again, Maigeri, Oizuki, Maigeri, Oizuki. We then turn the back foot across as we did before. So a nice big move on that one. Okay. So back foot steps across into your Zenkutsudachi. Ready to go back again the other way. So, Maigeri Oizuki forwards. 1, 2, 3. We then turn. I'll just go backwards. And now it's Maigeri Gyakuzuki. So, 1, 2, got a couple of what we call rengeri. So rengeri is alternate kicking. It doesn't mean we're kicking off the same leg. That comes down the line. But what you want to do now, it's my geri off the back leg, then step through again for the second kick. So on this one, if you're working inside, you most likely will need to reset yourself to do both legs, okay? You do the same technique coming forwards and going backwards. So we go forwards, we turn, and then we do the same back. But because you're doing 2 kicks, you end up having to turn so you can demonstrate the kicks on the opposite legs. All right, so you'll see what I mean. So from Zenkutsudachi, first one I'm going to do is Kekomi. Okay, so my geri off the back leg, step down. Use that back leg now to turn yourself round. Get your foot ready, Kekomi. Use the hips again to land. All right. So right leg my geri, left leg Kekomi. So then again, if I was to carry on, I will keep doing right leg, left leg. Okay. So my geri, Kekomi. And we're using the hips here to turn. My geri, Kekomi. Then we turn, and then we do a Kekomi. So from our turn, so I've now got my right leg leading. Now do a left my geri, right Kekomi. My geri, Kekomi. Okay? And this one you can actually do quite easily on the spot, because from here you would do a my geri, step down, Kekomi, step down. So I've not actually moved anywhere, but I'm turning and getting those kicks in. So if you really don't have much space, that's how you can adapt it. Okay? So the next one we're going to do is my geri, my washi geri. With this one, it's the same again. We're going to do my geri, my washi geri, and then we turn, do the same again, but obviously it's off the opposite legs. So, my geri off the back leg, my washi geri, again using those hips to turn. My geri, my washi geri. Okay, we turn. I've now got my right leg in front, and we do my geri, my washi geri, my geri, my washi geri. Okay, so that's your technique. So it's very, very similar to Kekomi, but rather than the thrust, we're coming around with the roundhouse. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're changing from Kibidachi to Zenkutsudachi, back to Kibidachi again. So the moves are Yokogeri Kyagi, so side snap kick, that's in Kibidachi. We turn Gyakuzuki into front stance, and then we go back, Kibidachi, Fragen and Barai. Okay, so it doesn't matter which foot you lead with, because you turn, which is just a snap of the head, and repeat on the other side. So we're going to start with the left leg, so we step down, Kibidachi. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders back, stomach in, bottom tucked under, knees pushed out. Good stable technique then. Hands nice and wide. Step across, Kyagi, Gyakuzuki, Gedan Barai. And again. Kyagi, Gyakuzuki, Gedan Barai. Turn, and do the same again. Turn, and yami. So it's a nice simple technique, but some of the bits that you need to make sure on. From Kibidachi, when we step across, keep the toes close. We see a lot of people step too wide, and then you can only get, well, you normally get 3 kicks in, you can only get 2, okay? For some reason, people tend to do a very wide Kibidachi. It should be Kibidachi, Zenkutsudachi. It's the same length, and in fact, it's also the same length as your Kokutsudachi. So the difference in stance is just the position of the feet, not the length of the stance. Okay, so that's two things to look for. First of all, stepping across, keep the toes close together. Second one is make sure it's not too long. So that is not Kibadachi, it's too wide and my knees are folded in. Okay, that is Kibadachi. You've got more of a vertical line on your legs, knees are pushed out, and you sink down between the two. Okay. The next thing to watch is on your Kyagi. So on the basic Kyagi, your hips are sideways. We've stepped across, the hips still facing sideways. Okay, still facing sideways. What we don't want to see is step across, because although you're stepping back into Kibadachi, you're kicking front, that's a maigeri. Okay, your hips have to be sideways. Staying sideways, staying sideways. Okay, not that. Because again, although my hips are staying sideways, my foot is pointing up. All right. With the Kyagi, you're kicking with the blade of the foot. Sokuto, the side of the foot. Okay, so make sure that that's the bit that's coming up, not the ball of the foot. Okay, but practice that technique each way. Again, we're watching for the change, because Kibadachi, that's not front stance. There has to be, the Gyakuzuki, a full front stance. Okay. So once more, 1, 2, 3, turn, and then 3 back the other way. Okay. So the next technique is a shirogari. So with this one, you can get a bit dizzy, so don't do too many in a row. You only actually have to do 3 of them, and there's 2 different ways of doing your shirogari. The one thing you must watch on all of your kicks is keep an eye on that attacking foot. Just because I'm doing a kikomi, I don't suddenly start looking there. I keep looking at the direction I'm kicking. Same with Kyagi, my geri, my washi-geri. My legs are doing different things, but I keep looking where I'm kicking. That's the same thing with a shirogari. So from our Zenkutsudachi, we're coming up almost, it's almost a Nekashidachi, because that's the halfway. We're pulling our foot right way across, because then we're kicking past. Okay. The other way is just a turn. So from here, a turn, but I've then got to get past my leg. So I always find it easier to step right across, but it needs to be a fluid movement. So this kick is a lot easier to do at full pace. Not necessarily stupid high speed, but doing it at a pace rather than slow motion is a lot easier to do. But the principle of the kick, we turn, keep looking. You can look over either shoulder or under, doesn't matter, but keep looking. The leg that's pulled round, which now is my right leg, does the kick. Use my hips to step wide again. So it's all in the hips on this one again. To get it technically right, your foot should be pointing down, the toes down, and your hips should be square to the floor. Okay, so you can practice this with a chair. So you can hold the chair, get your feet ready, kick back. Okay, I can automatically feel I'm lifting my right hip. That should be down. Okay, my foot should be kicking centrally. Okay, this is where it's really handy to have somebody that you can target on, so you know that you're aiming centrally. Whatever you practice with one leg, practice with the other. And you can just go straight back and forwards, because doing it, holding on to something, you can see which way you need to look. Okay, so just make sure that you do practice. If you don't have a chair handy, use a wall or a person, that's absolutely fine. So, to do the technique, Zenkutsudachi, we turn, keep those arms wide, kick, and land. So the leg, so it starts off with back leg, so it's my back leg that's going to kick towards the camera. So I'm turning, comes round, a kick, and that then becomes my front leg. And then from there, the back leg twists across, kick, and turn. Keeping those arms wide is going to help your stability. Keeping that supporting leg bent is going to help as well. Okay? So medium speed, we're going to go turn, kick, land, shuffle, turn, kick, turning that hip, land. Okay? And then practice it a couple of times. So the next one we're going to do is Kizami Geri. So it's a front leg kick, and then follow it up with a Yokogeri Kikomi. Okay? So it's a front leg my Geri, back leg Kikomi. Slightly different to what we did before. So, my Geri off the front leg, Kikomi off the back leg. My Geri, Kikomi. And then when we turn, we do the opposite. So we do Kikomi off the front leg and then a my Geri. Okay. So we're going to do my Geri off the front leg, Kikomi off the back leg. Again, use those hips. So, my Geri, Kikomi. My Geri off the front leg, step through Kikomi. We then turn and we do a Kikomi off the front leg. Okay. So we're going to turn. We then do Kikomi, my Geri off the back leg. Kikomi, my Geri, Kikomi, my Geri. On all of these, use your hips. Don't lose that power on the my Geri. And some people will find it easy to do the my Geri first. Other people find it easier to do the Kikomi first. Whichever is your weak position, practice that more. But keep practicing them both. All right. So, my Geri, Kikomi. And then my Geri, Kikomi. 3 times, we then turn. And then we do Kikomi, my Geri. Noticing that when you turn on that foot for your Kikomi, you have to turn it back for your my Geri. Okay? So that's all of your Kihon basics. The next part we're going to do is all of your sets. Okay? Set 1, 2, 3, Kihon Ippon, you already know. Make sure you practice them, but also worth practicing Sanbon Kumite and Gohon Kumite. So that's where you've got 3 attacks in one direction or 5 of the same, and then you return. But do make sure you practice those. We will quickly go through them now, but just make sure you're practicing them. Set 4, we're then going to go through a little bit. We will do separate videos for all of our Kihon sets on how to do them, but for now we'll go through them and just show you them as part of your syllabus. So we're going to do it with a right attack, so they're coming in with a Jodan, Chudan, or a my Geri. Okay? So the attacks come in, they're all the same on set 1 and 2. Set 3, you have the Kikomi and the Mawashi Geri, and on set 4 you also have those 2 extra kicks as well. I'm just going to show you, remind you of the defences for 1, 2 and 3, just with a right attack coming in. So the attack comes in onto my left hand side. So set 1, Jodan, Chudan, and my Geri. Set 2, Jodan, Chudan, my Geri. Set 3, Jodan, Chudan, my Geri. Kikomi, and my Mawashi Geri. And yummy. Okay, so that's 1 through 3. Make sure you practice both sides. Set 4. The Jodan attack, Jodan Jujuki, but we keep our hands open. We do actually grab the arm on this one and pull the attacking arm across their body. Don't be afraid to pull them across, okay? Because the next technique is a back leg Mawashi Geri. If you pull them down, the kick doesn't have to go so high. Okay, and you're more likely to be on target, but you're also controlling them. Okay, if you just leave it there, you're stepping into an attack. So from yoi, step, so it's a left attack, step our right foot back, grab, pull across. Back leg, mawashi geri, that's going to the solar plexus. The kicking leg steps through. We're going to end up in a front stance but facing the other way. And then it's a shiro empi. So to see how it lands, but again, you're looking over, you're looking where your attack is going. You're aiming that attack for the back of the head. Now, that's okay if they're shorter than you or about the same height. If they're taller than you, then go for the ribs. All right? Because we all know that people vary in height, so you adjust that final move for who you're actually with. When you're practicing on your own, go for your head height. Okay? So. And your ki is on the elbow. For your chudan, we're going to step off 45 degrees, just like we do on set 2 on the Jodan attack. Shutoaki. Maikazami geri, so it's that kick off the front leg. Shihon nukite. So the attacker is here, and we're coming in at a 45-degree angle. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3. Pull back up. Okay? So then you've got your maigeri. Now the maigeri, it happens very quickly. Okay? We are going to do Gerambarai. Alright? Full Gerambarai. Into cat stance. You're stepping out the way of the kick. Like that. Okay? That's basically what you're doing. Gerambarai. We then wind it up. So this is a tatishuto. That's stopping them falling forwards. So catch them on the chest. But they're going to step our right foot forwards, so we're close into them. My MP. So the front of their elbow is coming forwards. Okay? So Gerambarai. Wind it up tatishuto. My MP uchi. Okay, so it's coming straight forwards. So quickly it goes, and ki is on that elbow. All right. Be very careful with that technique. When you've got a partner, that elbow coming into the breastbone can be dangerous. So do be careful when you're actually with a partner. When you're on your own, try not to go don't swing right across. Stop just there. So your hand comes into the centre of your chest, and your arm will naturally stop. And that's as far as you want to go. Okay. So, Jodan, Chudan, Maigeri. Kekomi on this one, we're going to do Gidan Haiwanuki. So, Haiwan, we do on Heian Nidan here. So, it's this arm here. We're going to do a Gidan. So, we're swinging our arm across. So, the back of the arm swings down. Step the right foot back, knock them out of the way. The hand, your hikite hand comes forwards and changes at the end. So it comes forward as a fist here and then turns, and you're striking to the temple with your thumb side. So that's your haito. Okay? H-A-I-T-O. Haito. It's a ridge hand. Shuto, haito. Okay? So step back. Gidan Haiwanuki. Jodan Haito uchi. Okay, so you're knocking them across and you've got their back to you. So across, strike. Okay, so for the mawashi geri, we're going to do a marotti shuto uchi, or shuto uki because it's a block. This adjusts to however high the kick is coming in. Assume it's coming in for your chudan area. All right, you may need to block slightly lower, but it's more of a just in case. You don't actually have to hit their legs. All right, you're not pushing them away. That's your block just in case. And we turn our foot out the way. So the kick is coming around this way. So I'm going to turn, block into kibarachi, and then slide it in enpiuchi. Okay. So I turn, tracking the kick, enpiuchi, and it's marotti. So you push your other arm into it. This is coming into the solar plexus. Their kick has come round, they've landed here. Okay? And again, you will go as far as you need to because their kick will naturally land at some point. And you come round and straight in. Okay? So let's do them all together. So the Jodan's coming in. So we step back. Juji-uchi, Juji-uchi. Pull across. Mawashi geri. Ushiro empi. The next one, we're going to step off to the angle. Chudan, so it's Shuto-uki. Maikazamageri. Nukite. Mai geri. So, Gerambarai. Tati Shuto. Mai empi-uchi. Kakomi is coming in, so they're coming in this way, and we're going to knock them to the side. Giran Haiwanuki, Haito-uchi. And then the last one, Mawashi geri, track the kick, Maroti Shuto-uchi, Empi-uchi. And then Yame. Okay, and practice those both sides. It's a bit difficult to imagine with no partner. We will make sure we do a video for you that's got a partner with it, so we do a lesson on each one. Okay, so that's your Kihon and your Kumite, your sparring. Okay, so we're going to go on Heian Goda. This is the 5th Heian Kata. It's the last one that we're going to learn. You've got a lot of techniques in here you'll recognise. So we've got something in there from set 3, Mai geri. So we've got our Juji-uki, Juji-uchi. We've got back stance, we've got front stance. Okay, we've got a jump. So to start with, we're going to do our inside block to the left, just like we do on Heian Sandan. We're going to do Uchi-uki, keeping the body facing forwards. Sokumenzuki, so we're going to do a side punch. Okay, so step out into back stance. Sokumenzuki. We then pull up, so our back foot comes in into high sokodachi. Mizo nagari no kamai. So here, we've got our hand at our fist is hikite. This hand comes down. So you think this drop of water needs to be able to roll off. We repeat the moves to the other side. So we turn our head as we come into this position. Block, punch. This time our attack is coming from the front, so we're going to come into this position and look forwards. So we'll do that combination. So 1, 2, 3, nice and slow. Knees are slightly bent on this. 4, 5, 6. We're going to drop our left hand, right hand comes forward. So on Heian Nidan, we do a Maroti-uki and we're in front stance. On this one, we're actually going to do it in back stance. So from here, drop the hand, Maroti-uki. Step through. As you step through, your hands come together as a cross. So you're from Maroti-uki, left hand on the outside, up to the armpit area. Keep stepping through into front stance, block down, Juji-uki. This is why it's important to have that left hand on the outside. Pull in, open the hand, strikes. This is like a Mai geri block. It's got to be on the outside. From here, you need to twist the hands together. So you twist the wrists to face each other. So they twist, keep the wrists together, roll them round so they're the other way up. If you have them this way, then it just doesn't work for you to be able to get the twist right. So left hand out here, face the hand wrists together, roll round to here. All right. So let's go back to the Mizo nagari. So flowing water posture here. Left hand drops, Maroti-uki. Step through, Gidan Juji-uki. Pull back, Jodan Juji-uchi. Twist the hands and roll. And as they get to this halfway position, they separate. The left hand on top pushes out, the right hand comes hikite. Okay, so we've done our Maroti-uki, step through, Juji-uki, Juji-uchi, twist the hands round, Tati Shuto, then step through, Oizuki. Obviously, I'm shifting my feet slightly for space. You shouldn't shift your feet. So once we've done our Tati Shuto Oizuki, that's the first kiai, that's the first half of the kata. So we'll go through that together, nice and slowly. So 1, 2, nice and slow, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, twist the hands, 10, hey, and that's your first half. So the next half, we're actually going to turn back the way we were going. So from our oizuki, twist on spot, drop it down to a gedambari. So we're almost like doing a slightly off at the angle front stance. We're going to turn into kibadachi. So our back leg, which is currently our front leg from our kiai, twist. This back leg comes round. The right hand is going to do a big gedambari. Okay, so from oizuki, that's an intermediate position. Coming round, fumikomi, so it's a stamping kick into kibadachi. Gedambari to the back, the way we came. All right, so to see that the other way, we twist on the spot, come round, gedambari in kibadachi. All right, so from there, so we're in our kibadachi. The left hand, which is currently hikite, comes underneath and it opens. Okay, so we're here for the kibadachi, turn, so we'll be coming back to the front, and the hand opens, it goes underneath. We're going to come out nice and slow, and as you come round, it comes flat on the kime, on that focus at the end. Twist, tighten your lats, and you open your hand to the side. So it's got travelled round flat and then lands here. So it's high shuoki, it's a backhand block, or high shuochi, backhand strike. So from here, we can turn our head. We're now going to kick. Now, it's a mikazuki geri to the hand. If you can't kick high, this high shuoki needs to come slightly lower. You don't want to be moving that hand when you do your kick. Naturally, we do a little bit anyway, but you want to try and avoid it. From our kibadachi, round, focus, tense here. Our back leg, our right leg, so twist the left foot because we're going to turn round, kick. We're then going to land, so we're turning 180 degrees. So we've kicked our hand as we land in kibadachi. Our hikite arm comes round here, a bit like we do on heian yondan. So on heian yondan, we do this, and your elbow comes in. It's the same strike that we're doing here, so your hand comes inside. Kibadachi. Here. All right. From this, we're going to bring this inside hand up, and our left leg comes into kozadachi, cross stance. So struck here, here. Think that you're doing an augmented uraken to the back. Okay, so this is actually coming towards the front. So we're coming round here, kick, land, crossing. So our left foot goes behind. We're now going to do what's it's a funny name, kohotsuki agi. So it's an uppercut punch to the rear. So we're going to change from kozadachi, from cross stance. This hand is going to, the hands stay together. Punch up. So what you think is you're landing on somebody's chest here, and then straight up under the chin. That's what we're doing there. So we're going from kozadachi, from uraken, pushing up. As we push up, we look the other way. So from here, up, and we go into Renoji-dachi, into L stance. So it's like a really, really short back stance. So your heels are in line and you're making an L with your feet. So let's go from the beginning up to that point. So from yoi, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Turning round to that gedambari. 1, high shoe. 2, kick the hand, elbow. Coming up, punch. And this is where our kick comes in. So from our kohotsuki agi, from the punch to the rear, we're going to use our back leg to swing us round and up. Okay, so from here, it's going to come up. We're going to land with our legs crossed, blocking down. And you want to be as low as you can, but with your back as straight as you can. So this does depend on how good your knees are. So from here, punch up. We're going to go up and land. The ki is in the air. It's a very strange place to have it. So from here, punch up. All right. Legs squeezed together. So let's go from here. Punch up, round, and land. Once we've landed, we're going to step into front stance, going to the back. Marotti uke. So it's nice and simple. So again, position here. Marotti uke. Nice and simple. From here, out. Okay. We're then going to turn Gidan Shuto Uchi. Or it's like a Shuto Gadambarai that we're doing. So we've landed, stepped across, Marotti uke. The back leg steps across. Here. You need to make sure you step far enough across, because otherwise you end up in a really short front stance when we turn. This top hand, so this is our Gidan Shuto. This top hand here is going to strike down, so it travels and twists. Your left hand is going to do Nagashi uke, so it sweeps round and comes up to your ear. So from here, which is why it's important you have that wide stance. We're going to use our right hand to pull back, and so that's like a very high uchi uke. This is going to do Gadambarai to the front, and we're going to change into back stance. We're going to do Manji uke. So from here to back stance, there's got to be a big change. So Marotti uke, Gidan Shuto Barai, Gidan Shuto Uchi with Nagashi uke, Manji uke. We're going to pull our front foot back, keep your hands as they are. We're in high sokodachi now, so toes are together. Now we're going to twist to face the other way. We're going to turn 180 degrees. Use this top hand, so as you come round halfway, looks like a Gadambarai position. Keep going. Right hand goes Gadambarai, left hand goes up behind. So we're in a high sokodachi Manji uke again. So from here, swing round. It's your preference whether you go toes or heels. The general consensus is try and go on your toes, because otherwise you can damage your heels when you do the turn. All right, so do be careful. From here, twist. Left hand, we're going to step out into front stance. We're going to go for that Gidan Shuto again. So right hand is going to do the Nagashi uke, the sweeping block coming round. Gidan Shuto Uchi. This is in front stance. And then we're going to move our front foot across into back stance. Manji uke. So you want to try, it's really quite hard to do, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Whatever level angle your front hand is at, the back hand should mirror. So if this is high, this would be low, and vice versa. But you want it sort of halfway between. Okay, so let's go from the Marotti uke. So we turn, Gidan Shuto, strike, pull back. So we're going from open hands to closed hands. Pull back, twist, strike again, and a Manji uke here. All right. So first ki is on the oizuki, second ki is on your jump. So we'll go through it once together and then we'll finish. So into yoi and hajime.
and Yami and Ray. Us. Okay.
So that's your junior 3rd Q syllabus. So that's up to and including 13 years old. As soon as you turn 14, you go on to the senior syllabus, and there is the video already on YouTube for that for you. So make sure you're practicing all of those parts. As ever, the beauty of these videos is you can pause them, rewind them, keep practicing. If you then have any further questions, let Mrs. Weir or myself know. Okay, we will answer your questions in the dojo. But that's all of your 3rd Q syllabus. If it's your intermediate belt, so you're doing your brown stripe, you do 3 techniques, and you only do one side of your attack. You only do one side of your sets, so you only do a right attack, and you only do the first half of here and go down. If you're doing the full syllabus, then you will be doing the full kata, 5 techniques of your basics, and both sides of your kumite. Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll see you in the dojo. Us.